You know, I got a feeling I'm going to be recording this just as long as I recorded the last one, but at least this time I'll have a sense of accomplishment when I'm finished, because it does seem to be going a little bit faster. So I'm trying to figure out how to do this. I've been bouncing around between a bunch of different ideas. I was looking in, beams and encased industrial beams are going to require a lot of dedicated steel to the process, so I might end up using 4 of these, maybe 6 of them for beams alone, and then using these 2 over here for... Am I talking right? Am I talking beams and then what? Poles? I don't think it's poles. What is it? Pipes. Yeah, so 2 for pipes and then 6 for beams, and then splitting the beams and sending some of them to be industrial beams, because a beam requires 3 ingots all by itself, and then an encased beam requires 4 regular beams? Is that correct? Yeah, so that's crazy. Maybe even dedicating... If we have 6 of them manufacturing beams, we can take 2 of them and just have them manufacture the beams, and that's it, and have the other 2 produce encased industrial beams. And I'm going to need to create another miner for that other node we found over here. Or is that my imagination? Didn't we find... We found a node for limestone, didn't we? That's important. What the Shrek? Oh, I didn't build over it, did I? Is that what that flash was just then? Gosh, I hope not. I would feel so dumb. No, there it is. Okay. We're going to extract that, and then we're going to use that for the concrete we need for the industrial beams. I've been thinking about it, and I think that might be all we do here, is manufacture beams and pipes. And then we can combine it with materials from other manufacturing plants someplace else to make more complex items. Because, if you look at something like the heavy modular frame, it also requires nails and regular modular frames, which we're not even automated yet. We're going to start working on that soon at the other plant. But if we were to do that here, that means we'd have to dedicate a couple of these machines to manufacturing iron, and then iron pipes, or rods, whatever they are, and then making screws, and then making frames, and then we wouldn't be making as much steel. So I think we're going to focus this 100% on steel, and I'm going to go ahead and start putting down some of the things we need for that. So industrial storage, for example, is going to be the first thing we manufacture. Can I get this lined up just right on here? I think I can. There we go. All right. Is that ideal? Is that like the idea? Now, we might be able to actually just go straight up to there using the conveyor belt. Let's put some things down here. Let's put conveyor belt 2. We're going to use 2s, 120 resources per minute. Even though these are saying they're only going to mine up 60 per minute, I don't want to take any risks. So, once we power them on, if it does decide, actually, we're going to do more, I want to be prepared for that. So, yeah, that can go in by itself. We don't need to use the lift. I kind of want to use the lift, because I've never used one before, but I don't really know how it works. Is this it? Okay, so it goes in there, and then but it doesn't come out the other side. It comes in the bottom and then goes out the top at the same height? That's dumb. I need it to come out the other direction. Well, I mean, I don't need it to, because we can just do this, which I guess is what we're going to do. So I'm going to set up all of these storage containers like this, and then I think at the end of the episode we're going to go fix the power grid, or prepare the power grid to turn all of these on. Oh, what a disaster that's going to be. Alright, so everything is hooked up now except for power. We've got all of our minor MK2s. We've got all of our big storage containers. The last thing we're going to do over here is I added the ingredients necessary. What is that sparkling going on, like, right here? Is there something under the ground that I didn't notice when I was building? No, there's not, so I just broke up the floor for no reason. It keeps sparkling real bright, kind of like when you're on top of an ore. Just wanted to make sure I didn't accidentally bury something useful over here without paying any attention. What we want to do now is build one last minor MK2 and line it up with this as best as we can. And I guess that's it right there. Throw down one last storage container and get it lined up if we can. Oh, look at that. That's brilliant. Is that as far back as we can go? And then finally convey into it. Let me try to convey this to you. Perfect. So how much of that are you going to be extracting? 120 per minute? That's ideal. Honestly, that is perfectly ideal. That's going to give us, if we overclock it, that's going to give us more than enough. Maybe? I don't know. How much concrete goes into it? What did we say earlier? I know it was 4 steel beams, but how much concrete goes into an encased steel beam? I don't know. It doesn't matter. What matters now is running power. And that's going to be a bit tricky because I don't know how we're going to power all of this. We're going to need to build another fuel generator. And then we might just be able to, with overclocking, possibly, hopefully, get enough power out of the 2 fuel generators and only have to use the 1 refinery. We'll see. We're probably going to end up needing to build... Well, we'll definitely need to end up building a splitter. I don't think a smart splitter is necessary. You can set a rule for which part should go to the left and which part should go to the right. So if we have multiple parts going through this thing, we can configure them into 3 different areas. So that's great if we have, a bunch of things being thrown together on a single conveyor belt. We can then split them off smartly on the other end. That would be good for if we wanted to do all of our oil manufacturing, or heck, even from here, we could combine all of the beams, the encased beams, and the pipes, the steel pipes, and have them all go down one conveyor belt to another factory, smart split them off, and have them go to the different assembly units they need to do. I can do the same thing with the oil, so we can have all of the oil production over on oil islands, and then have, if I wanted to, instead of having like a tram bring them over, I could just do like a single conveyor belt, but we'll probably end up we'll use trains. I want to use trains at some point, and I think for the really far off things, like oh my gosh, wait a minute. I forgot about sulfur. Sulfur's a thing that we have. That's what the original Mega Bridge was built for. I don't know how I forgot about that. We'll need a simple splitter, though, so I'll throw that on there. This is all the stuff we're going to need to get that going, and, of course, materials for conveyor belts. Yeah, I forgot sulfur. That's probably going to be... That was the original ideal train thing, right? Have a train that goes back and forth there. We need a train that goes back and forth to where the quartz is, a train that goes back and forth to where the oil is, and one that goes back and forth to where the... Oh my gosh, look, there's that weird spire again. See it over there on the horizon. One that goes back and forth to where the Caterium is. The Caterium's not that far away. We could probably conveyor belt it if we wanted to. Righto, though. Let's get started. As I was building the materials for what we're about to go do over at the Oil Islands, I began to think and process and theorize and plot and plan and all those other big words that are so much fun to use. And I had some more ideas of things that I want to do and some more ideas of how I could make things a little bit more efficient and how I want to move objects around. And oh my gosh, my brain juices are flowing, guys. This is going to be so great. But also, we do sort of have a hard end on this series, don't we? There's only so much more we can do in it before we run out of things, goals to reach. And I mean, I guess we could build indefinitely if we wanted to and just manufacture more and more and more and make crazy amounts of resources. But until the game is updated again. And it was updated, not that long ago. It wasn't that long ago in the series I was saying, hey, we're going to run out of things to do, and then all of a sudden they drop trains on us. But, I mean, honestly, what nukes? What can you do with nukes? Is there any sort of nuclear things that we can do? I guess we can go set up a miner for it, and collect some, and then throw it into... I can't even carry it, or get close to it without almost dying, though. So how are we supposed to research it? How are we supposed to have Ada have a look at it and tell us what to do with it? If it's, gonna kill us. So I don't know what's going on there. Maybe that is planned for the future. Maybe I just have to build some sort of suit to survive it. I don't know. I do get a lot of useful comments from folks, and a lot of useful information over on the Discord. So if you have anything useful you'd like to contribute, by all means, please do. Now, I'm recording this a little before the last couple episodes go out, so if you've left some useful comments for things and I haven't gotten around to them, as always, I'm not ignoring you. I haven't seen the comment yet, but I'm waiting for it patiently. So here we go. Remember that time at the start of this very episode? Potentially, I don't think this one's getting split into 2, where I said, hey, this is all temporary anyway. I was right. We're about to break it all. We're not going to break it all. We're definitely not going to break it all. We are about to build... Oh, no. You know what I didn't do? I didn't bring any explosives, and I don't think I have any on me. Yeah, I don't. Dadgummit, because I wanted to put another one right here next to it, and these are in the way. So I don't think it's going to let me. I mean, we can certainly try. Let's go over to power. I did get fuel generator, right? Because at one point I accidentally had a pump up there, and that's the last thing I want to build. Fuel generator. I can kind of tuck it away up here, I guess. That's not ideal, though, is it? It's definitely not ideal. I could put it in the ocean. I want to temporarily break this one. Yeah, let's go ahead and break this one. And in fact, we're going to have to break all of this because we're going to need all of this space for manufacturing. So, there we go. Got to figure out how to do this. So it's going to come out of there and go into a splitter. And then we're going to have our 2 refineries. Our 2 generators, I should say. So we'll put one here. Oh, you know what I also didn't get? I think I completely forgot to grab any sort of overclocking upgrades. Because the plan was to overclock the refinery, so we'd only need 1. And I think I forgot. Alright, let's see if we can put this one right here. And then put this one over here next to it. My car might be in the way. But I want to get it right on a grid. Right there. And then like as close as I can without encroaching on its space. Okay. Okay, I think we've done it. I think we've managed. It is sort of encroaching, but not so much that the game cares, and I don't really mind. It looks like they were manufactured like that, so it's okay. Now we need to build that splitter I was talking about previously, so we'll head over to Organization. I'm trying to memorize where all of these things are. It's not in Organization! It's in Logistics, of course it is. We'll throw down our splitter right here, again, on a grid. And so, coming out of here, we have got 30, we need to get that up to 60. We definitely do. We're going to go ahead and use conveyor belt MK2s for everything here, because eventually I'd like to get it there. Encroaching on clearance. What if we... Whose clearance is it encroaching on right now? Not that thing. Did I build it too close to the refinery? Hold on, there we go. Alright. Yeah, you just got to get a little creative sometimes. So we'll have it go directly into there. We'll have this one go over to here. Let's have it go to here first. And then we'll bend it in. I don't want it clipping through anything. Clipping is sometimes okay. I know it seems like I'm a bit inconsistent on when clipping is okay. And that's only because I am a little bit inconsistent on when clipping is okay. So we'll hook it into that power pole. That power pole's got the space for it. Oh no! Now that's not okay clipping! Look at that, looks terrible. Also, I'm missing cable. Oh, that's awful. We're gonna live with it though. We're totally gonna live with it. So, what do I need to go get? I need to go get some overclocking upgrades, which is not what they're called. That's like 100% a Tech at Legends thing. But that's what we're going to keep calling them. We're going to go get some overclocking upgrades so we can get this thing going up to speed. Although, how much does this consume? How much does it say how much it consumes per minute? It certainly doesn't. It looks like every 5 seconds maybe it consumes 1? No, it's definitely consuming them faster. No, yeah, definitely every 5 seconds it consumes 1 to make 150. Okay, you know what? Let's just go get some stuff. Is this one? This one's functioning. It's just not hooked up because I don't have any cables for it. I might have some things to manufacture cables. So let's go ahead and get the second one. No, Shrek me sideways. Let's go ahead and get the second one hooked up if I can. Cable? Cable. Cable! I'm carrying a whole lot of wires with me. Why? I don't know. This is just standard, though. Sometimes I just carry around a bunch of garbage I don't need. Like, how long have I been carrying around this crude oil and it hasn't come in handy? A long time now. Very long time. So we can grab our power line and hook it into the second generator. There we go. So that'll start running. And see, we're starting to get fuel in little bursts now. So it's consuming 60 per minute. But it's only outputting 37.5 per minute. So we need to overclock this. This is already a tier 2, so it... Or no, this is a tier 3 conveyor belt. Oh, well. Then it's prepared for that. Should we have... No, we don't need to upgrade the other one to a tier 3. It's unnecessary. It's unnecessary for any of these to be tier 3, except for maybe in the future. Let's go grab some overclocking upgrades, and we'll be back. Okay, I'm back, and I... Oh. Oh, wait a minute. Oh. Hold on a second. It's fine. We don't need to overclock it. Because these are now both full. And it's good. Yeah, we're good. That turns out, as it happens, 37.5 is fast enough. Don't need it to be any faster. Could possibly support a third one. I guess maybe if we tried. We want to build a third one like around this corner or something. And maybe we do, because like I say, we want to transition off of coal pretty soon. But I guess right now we're going to go start all of those new miners, and we're going to see if this puts too much of a strain on the power industry, the industrial power network that we've got here. I like to use the word industrial. Makes it sound more professional. And, you know, we'll get them all hooked up. We'll see what happens. And if it does overload the grid, power grid was the word I was looking for when I was saying industrial power network. It's called a grid. We're going to go check the grid, And if it flips a breaker, we'll just come over here and we'll build some more. We're gonna build some more anyway because we're gonna have a ton of manufacturing machines going. So we're probably gonna end up having to overclock that refinery anyway, just to keep up with demand, because the power demands are about to start skyrocketing. It's gonna be unreal. All right, so I think what I'll go ahead and do first is I will wire all of these in together. We'll create sort of like a mini grid down here with all of these, and then what we'll do is we will plug it into the main power grid, and if the main power grid fails, well, we'll go from there. I mean, I haven't specifically planned out what happens next after that, but, you know, assuming it happens, and I am kind of assuming we're producing a lot of power, but even so, this is a lot of power we're going to be consuming now. It just doesn't seem likely it's all going to hook together and work just right, but I've got enough materials here to make the Power Pole Mark II, which I reckon might come in handy, because, you know, we're going to be plugging in a lot of stuff, so I hope this is far enough to reach. Hey, perfect. Redo that connection there, so that we can put another 2, maybe, up here? I don't know if it needs to be a 2. We're going to make it a 2, and then we can run a cable from there to here. Cool. Hook up both of these, again. And then it just leaves those 2 down there that need to be hooked up. And I think that they are too far away, unfortunately. Yeah. But we can select just a regular old power pole. I think that's what you build with this. And we'll start running this over. Okay, we might be asking for too much with this, but if I put a power pole 2 here, will it connect up to that one? Oh, perfect. And then we can hook in these 2. And then we can hook up the whole place. We'll tie into one of these power poles over here. Those are coming from Oil Island anyway. And, well, I guess they're currently going to Oil Island. No, we do have power set up in Oil Island. So they are going to and coming from. It's bi-directional. That's how power grids work. Wire is too long. Where's like the furthest I can go with it? Right there. And then we can tie in, and let's go see if these things are running, or if we just flipped a breaker. Because we did just hook up a whole bunch of mining apparatus. Oh, I hear things happening. Oh my gosh. It's happening! It's happening! Oh my gosh! Only 60 per minute, though. So these are not as good as the iron deposits we had over on that side of the camp. Those are still the superior iron deposits. These are only like half the amount, even though these are minor MK2s, are they not? They are minor MK2s. We can overclock them. We can certainly overclock them, but we're not going to right now. This is just fine for the time being. And all of them are running? They're all running. What about you over there? Are you mining up limestone? The limest of stone? It's so lime. See what I did there? Lime, like lime, but yeah, it's not a good joke. I don't know why I'm so proud of it. Check this out, though. Check this out, we finally done it! We finally started Steel Factory, the series. So, the next stage in all of this is going to be the manufacturing of the actual steel, because all we're doing right now is collecting iron. We gotta get coal over here somehow, and the way we've been doing that in the past is with a conveyor belt, but it's not really that far. We can definitely do another conveyor belt. We can kind of go through there. We want to use the fastest conveyor belt we've got, though. So the tier 4, I reckon, because we want to move we gotta be creating a whole lot of steel. We might even have to have 2 conveyor belts to move that much coal. I don't know, we might not even be collecting enough coal. We might have to come over here and overclock coal production. We've got an MK2 mining up the coal, but is it mining up enough coal? I don't know. Oh, look at that power slug. Is that thing gold? It's probably just a green one. Probably just an optical illusion. So we'll have to have the coal go across there to the facility. We could use a vehicle to do it. We could use a train eventually, you know, when we have a train. We don't have a train right now, and this is going through the ground, upsetting. We don't have a train right now, and we're not going to have a train until after the facility is hooked up and manufacturing steel in the first place. So we might as well just go ahead and decide that we're going to do MK4 conveyor belts, which is just an encased steel beam. So I'm going to have to make a ton of those, which requires a whole bunch of steel, which, wait a minute, we're not manufacturing anymore. For some reason, I took steel manufacturing offline. Remember, I was like, I'll just move these over there. Well, yeah, that didn't work out, did it? Shrek mate. Well, it's something to work on next time. Until then, thank you folks for watching. God bless you, and I'll see you later. Bye!